Most of them are symbolic, granted. But the lady wants to know, why is it that if they are supposed to instruct us, why are they so difficult for the individual who had the dream to understand them? Well, I must confess that man is a past master of misinterpreting his dreams. But we are told in the book of Numbers, the 12th chapter of Numbers, I will speak to man in a dream and make myself known in a vision. He reveals himself in vision, but he speaks in a dream. And some dreams are so simple they need no interpretation. Others need interpretation, as we are told in the 41st chapter of Genesis, when Pharaoh could not interpret his own dreams and the wise men could not interpret it for him. Then he took Joseph, and Joseph came and interpreted the dream, and as he said, so it came to pass. He understood the universal language of symbolism. And so all I can say to you is, well, make an effort, try your best, or ask someone that you trust who can interpret the dream. Some are very simple. Others that seem simple may have a tremendous significance, using the symbolism of the dream. If you want help in a book, don't buy these dream books. They are no earthly good. But there is a book put out today in one volume. I have it in two when it first came out. It's called The Lost Language of Symbolism by Bailey. And he shows you through the centuries, going back to pre-Christian days, the imagery that the Egyptians used and all civilizations prior. And it's a universal language. The animal world and what it means when encountered in a dream. And it's called the lost language of symbolism. Because it's universal. A man in China could dream of a dog, they have dogs. We dream of a dog, we have dogs. So it's not necessarily a dog, an animal. It has certain significance. And the actions of the dog. We all have horses, but everybody has a horse in the world. That is, all nations have horses. And if we do not have tigers in our land, we know what a tiger is like. And all these things are part of this one volume today, and it's a perfectly wonderful volume. It might help you in interpreting your dreams. But he does speak to man in dreams, and he makes himself known in a vision. See, a vision is just like this, you know, just as real as this. Where man is in control. Although he's automatically doing all the things, he seems to be in control of what is happening. And yet it's unfolding rapidly, but just like this. Well, did you hear that question? If you were here last lecture night, you would understand the question better. For we spoke on a different level altogether. We spoke of the impregnation, and using the story of a lady who is present tonight, where she saw me standing at the foot of her bed with my back to her. And then I was sitting on her bed, and then I leaned backwards, and my entire body sank into her body. And here she is alone, and yet I am within her. And then I came up by the side of her, and then I took my left hand and covered her body with my left hand and felt the body, and then instantly I am on her. And then she had a climax, an ecstatic orgasm. And then I disappeared. She got off the bed, hoping to stand, and she fell to her knees. Then she wondered what was that experience. Well, I explained it last lecture night, that was an impregnation, that the remnant spoken of in Scripture is not a remnant of a certain race of people, but the elect of God. They are the apostles. The apostles are called. They are elected. They are chosen. But the word apostle means to be sent. And so when you are called, you're also sent. Then you are sent in the capacity of one to sow the seed. Not everyone sows the seed. Any more than when you have race horses. If you're going to breed horses, you don't take every stud because he's a stud and use him as a stud. We have chosen ones that we use as studs. And you bring your mares to be folded by a certain stud. Well, this is a copy world. That same world takes place above. And the apostle is simply the called, the chosen. They are the chosen stallions who will plant the seed. They are totally unaware, because they also have their own moral, ethical code on this world by which they live. Unless they were called upon to perform such acts in the knowledge of what they're doing, they couldn't do it and would not do it, because it would be in conflict with their ethical, moral code. So they are relieved of the memory of it. So it is said of them, he came to do the Father's will. And then the Father speaks, I have found in him one after my own heart, who will do all my will. So it's the Father's will that that seed be planted at this moment, now, there. And the chosen ones, called the apostles, they plant the seed. Not everyone is going to be chosen to plant the seed. There are 8 ranks in the heavenly structure. The apostles come first, then the prophets, then the teachers. So you have a complete rank as you have in the army. And what comes down from the supreme general goes down to the next, and the next, and the next, and finally you get the soldier without stripes. But it's all in rank. So the apostles in all the divisions, no matter where you read it in Scripture, they come first.